It's a big one now for Renegades as they go up against their toughest opponent yet. An intimidating challenge for any player in the Counter-Strike scene. FaZe stand against Renegades in one best of 3 to determine who will be finding themselves in the other half of the bracket in that semi-final spot, meeting the winner of StarSeries game later on today versus Na'Vi. So, gentlemen, got myself a Chad Birchall and a Janko Paunovic, both here to help me understand this one. And I never know where to take these conversations because I don't even need to say it. People watching this, and you guys know that Renegades are coming into this as the monster underdog.
Favorite. Is what you meant to say.
SK's out, Cloud9 is out. Pack it up, phase 1. The tournament. Let's go home.
This is the main event. We have Renegades playing now.
Yeah.
You guys understand that?
I love what you've done with the shirt, by the way. Beautiful.
Yeah, I've learned from Jason Moses O'Toole on how to shill real hard. So I'm obviously trying to be as patriotic.
You didn't do the reveal, though.
No, I didn't want to.
You know how in games, like when you play like GTA and you die, the picture turns like black and white. It's like wasted and stuff. Like that's this Renegades jersey. When you look at it, the logo is black and white. They're dead, just like they're going to be after this game.
I thought you were going to talk about my playing career.
No. That's long gone, mate.
You could have savaged me even harder there.
That decomposed already.
Yeah.
Nothing but bones. Yeah, pretty bones at that.
Okay, so
head-to-heads.
Rolling back. Well, look, that's
2017.
16, 13?
Yeah?
It's not bad.
Yeah, Oakland.
13 rounds.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You see, this is my problem here is that I don't want there's two instances. I don't want it to just be like a circle jerk. Yeah, FaZe are amazing because we've done that, and I don't want it to be you Renegades are outmatched here because we know that. So instead, I think we're going to have to try and find a middle ground.
Do we want to look for? I guess we could say what Renegades has to do to win.
Yeah, that's something that I think probably gives us to some degree the result we're looking for.
Well, first of all, they're going to have to really hope that nuke practice pays off. Look, and this is just another blanket answer, but we're going to need to see Renegades all play to their top level. Now, something to actually look at here is a statistic from the tournament thus far, as Justillo has been fantastic on entry fragging, right? He's a ride-or-die entry fragger, and back when when we picked him up and I used to play against him back in like pickup games in Australia and stuff, the reason that he was such a good player, or I thought he was because the way he could find space and he would just snowball with it and be really aggressive and in your face. It's much more difficult to do that in this kind of environment, right? We're dealing with the best teams in the world, but he's been having a better showing of this event.
Yeah, talking about people you've played with, I played with Nico in my career. He's a sick guy.
He is a sick guy.
One of the sickest.
One of the sickest.
One of the sickest.
He can create a lot of things.
Yeah, and
mostly destruction.
This is what's so brutal. Destruction and havoc are all words that you definitely get to feel the wrath of when in the server versus FaZe.
It's very difficult to be like serious for a minute here. It's like, you look towards a team that has less firepower, right? Like Renegades have versus FaZe. So you look towards like they have to have great teamwork or maybe be good on maps that FaZe isn't good on. So maybe map pool doesn't really favor FaZe versus Renegades. Renegades don't have any of that because they have a stand-in. Basically, Jacob has only been with them, for like a week or two, and the most practice they got with him has been here at the event. So you will not see, if anything, FaZe is miles ahead of Renegades in that department as well. They actually have good strategies. They have good structure on the T side. They do not solely rely on those individuals. So I think for Renegades, their way in has to be that nuke pick and a win on that map. That has to be, their map if they're going to have a chance. And then after that, they can hope potentially for, maybe a strong CT side on something.
But while you're doing that, and as we do start our team presentation, as they are going to be getting themselves set up on that gorgeous stage, look at that, our quarterfinal. FaZe versus Renegades. It really is beautiful. Lovely setup. And this is the same room. This is what people don't realize. This is exactly the same room which had those 4 setups in that we just had. And it's just transformed into a whole crowd, arena, lights. We've got, explosions on the wall. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it's been converted beautifully here. And hopefully
in a day.
Yeah, they started work as soon as we finished the other night, so they don't mess around here. But I think, just building on Janko's point, the thing is FaZe Clan have such a strong map pool going up against any team in the world. When you're talking about going up against Renegades, the only map that they should be worried about would be Cobble. Even Nuke, like we're seeing this in the interviews, you're still saying that, and I'm jesting about, the practice of them on Nuke. And obviously it's something Renegades have to look towards because they need to pull out a trump card against a massive opponent like FaZe.
terrifying when you see the names on paper, when you see the faces as well as the names in the server. I mean, we talk about an absence of firepower. There is so many players that you just realize can turn the game on its head. One of which is Rain, who has been taking the reins, believe it or not, actually in the fragging department.
Yeah, talking about the bigger picture a little bit here, Nuke has been a big question mark for FaZe for a long time now when it comes to their map pool, because they simply haven't played it a lot. You know, they play against Mouse Sports in the playoffs at the major, barely won in overtime, took some heroics from Nico, and then Sunny falling to his death to even make it into overtime. Same thing happened at ECS finals against Mouse Sports again. So it's going to be interesting to see. This is the new version of Nuke, right? Small changes. So how much practice did they put in on that version of the map? It's certainly I'm curious to see how they perform, because that might be something that teams want to exploit versus FaZe moving forward in best of 3 series.
We did see FaZe, have a really rough time on Inferno thus far this tournament, right? Like, it's dropped off for them significantly in recent times. So that's definitely something they would have looked to fix. Even going up against Renegades right now, it's something they're going to need for the longevity of the rest of this tournament and going into Katowice next week. So I was going to say that could be, an exploitation for Renegades, but they're not so hot on that map either.
Yeah, the problem here is you can see like pretty dominant wins for FaZe. They got the revenge on Cloud9 fairly comfortably. Navi, it was a 2-1, but in the maps they won not in too much of a danger, and obviously Tyloo has been an easy one for them. I think the problem here for Renegades is there's no way they can win FaZe's map pick. Like, no way. The FaZe is most likely going to pick Overpass.
Renegades going to ban Overpass.
Yeah, but then they can pick something like
Mirage, Train,
Cash.
Inferno.
I think they're going to pick like Cash or Train. Those seem to be like their strongest maps at the moment.
Cash could be a trap, because we did see Renegades look pretty hot on that map versus Fnatic.
Yeah, here they are.
I think it was Fnatic.
Which is weird, you said Inferno. Inferno used to be their strongest map. Now it has fallen off, but Cash and Train have risen in that period before the major and during the major, it seems. So that's the problem for me. Even if you like stretch it and give them Nuke, what is the second map that Renegades can win? If they get potentially something like Train and get off to an amazing start on the CT side, but it's like very difficult to pinpoint it.
Absolutely.
This is the first time, Alex, that these boys have made it out of the group stage in a Tier 1 event.
This is the first time?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? The last Starlighter one was a Tier 1 event and they won it?
We're talking about okay, so Tier 1 opposition at the event.
Okay.
Shall I?
VP wasn't good enough of an opponent?
No, they weren't. Where are they now, Yanka?
That was right after Epicenter.
Where are they now?
It was right after Epicenter.
Look, I don't care.
I'll take it. I'll take it and I'll run with it. This is big progress from Renegades. Unfortunately, the real problem and the real crux of the issue is how English works, is that we have a stand-in who is not only standing in but also fragging at a level that they've kind of relied on to an extent. At the end of the previous series, I believe Jacob was quite considerably on top, especially in that Mirage game.
Yeah, and also on some of the Cobblestone games, which is funny enough because he didn't really play it with his own teams. It used to be their permaban, so that's definitely helped them, seeing as how Nav was their star player before he left for Team Liquid, and they're definitely going to need fragging from everyone, considering the star power on FaZe. You simply cannot have anyone lagging behind, because that's going to be the weak spot that FaZe will exploit and punish you for.
So let's just quickly come back to that discussion you started about map veto. Just while we do look at their head-to-head, you can see they played a whole lot more Counter-Strike than FaZe did to get to the same position here in the quarterfinals. Liquid and G2 proved too much. Yeah.
The Fnatic
Cloud9 won the major after doing that.
Hey!
It's time for Renegades to do the same.
That's all. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
So the map discussion.
Let's do that after the interview, I reckon. So we have a good ample
that's a
amount
good
of time.
timing. Yeah.
Just
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but just while they are on screen for the last moments, I mean, let's not forget that their opponents haven't proved to be too challenging. Fnatic in disarray, Tyloo, who have admittedly been finding their feet somewhat here in Kiev and able to translate anything into a victory. And the Hellraiser is probably the biggest scalp they've taken so far.
Yeah, and that was with that ballsy, leaving Nuke in and then Hellraisers pick it and Renegades get to a win. And Kassad saying that he was thinking of strats on the fly in freeze time and calling timeouts to call them out because they had no practice basically on the map. But that's the thing, you look at their opponents, I think that was obviously their most impressive, and Fnatic falling apart completely in this tournament. I mean, they threw away a 12-3 advantage. So Tyloo, the usual customers for Renegades.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and jump into a pre-match interview so we can get ourselves underway with this game.
That's right, Alex. I'm here with Carrigan and Nifty, the IGLs of both teams. It's great to have you here on the stage. Just give me your initial feelings right now.
I'm feeling thank you.
I'm feeling like we're going to win.
Oh, okay. So Nifty's not coming with any memes. Are you feeling any aggression from him? Are you feeling any nerves because of that?
Not at all.
And Nifty, what's it like to go up against a team like FaZe 3-0? You guys were 3-2 in the Swiss format best of 3 stage.
None of that really matters now. You know, we're both here now, and that's the only thing that matters. So let's play.
All right, and Carrigan, are you excited to go up against Renegades? I don't think they've ever, in terms of either of your kind of team compositions, beaten you.
No, but they have always played good on Mirage. We played them a few tournaments further back, the core from the team. So they're definitely able to play. And it's going to be a good match, and it's always fun to play against ex-teammates, which is Jacob.
Indeed. I was just about to ask Nifty that. Is that a slight ace up the sleeve?
You know, Jacob hasn't really spoken about it. I think he's kind of just ready to play. You know, he's with us now, so and he's talked about his ex-teammates a little bit, but you know, he knows a little bit about them, so it can only help.
Okay, guys, final words. Please do go ahead with anything you'd like to say.
I'm ready.
Good luck.
There we go. Carrigan, Nifty, please do shake each other's hands, guys. Let's get some noise in here, some round of applause going. FaZe and Renegades, they are about to square off in what I'm sure is going to be a fantastic matchup of Counter-Strike.
Thank you, Parla. Yes, indeed, the quarterfinal between FaZe and Renegades is about to engage.
The stage looks much better when it's not 2 teams who have the same colors.
Yeah, it's gorgeous with the multiple.
Blue all over the place.
Can the players like try and hate each other or something? Nifty tried. He tried
did,
to have
I
a
like
bit
that.
of.
He gave us
and
some
then Carrigan gave us, you know, some memes. Why can't they just like we need a bit from like the McGregor and Mayweather type stuff?
Yeah, but it's like this is, you know, like a heavyweight fighting a featherweight. It's
Yeah,
not
but-
fair.
Well, that's
Like,
what,
how
that's why I
can you-
said the Mayweather
There's
and
no
Conor
reason.
thing.
Yeah, but there's no reason for you to be cocky. It's like, what can you possibly say that can give you? You don't need that.
Just
If you're
look like a
Carrigan,
bad
you don't
guy.
need to say you're gonna just please. Can we just get this over with so we can like practice against someone who's better?
Yeah, but that's why we have great movies like Star Wars and stuff, man. We need the villains who are good. Like Darth Vader, he was a really
What a good villain. He was. And let's just start getting into this veto, because some of the discussion was surrounding that first nuke, and yes, no nuke to be seen. Excuse me, no nuke seen in the ban phase, because Cobble still insta-veto from FaZe.
Look,
Not gonna
Alex, I
float it.
nailed it.
Well,
I nailed it. I wrote it down. I nailed
Carrigan
it.
did spoil it a little bit with mentioning Mirage in that interview, so we see that FaZe go for that Inferno pick. Still, despite them being a bit shaky, they're confident that they can outmatch Renegades on this map. And Renegades,
Better
did they pick Mirage?
I hope they
Surely
pick.
not.
I hope they pick Nuke.
Surely not.
It made me happy
They
to see them
have to
pick
pick
Nuke.
Nuke. Pick Cash.
So we no nuke then. I guess
Well, we
FaZe are gonna
spent
take it
so
out.
much time talking about them picking Nuke, and they're just like, we're going to pick Cash, which is one of 2 of FaZe's best maps. I mean, I don't know. I disagree with this. I can understand the thing where you're like confident. It's been your best map so far in the tournament. You know, the win against Hellraisers was pretty good and all of that, but you cannot beat FaZe fair and square in a best of 3. You need to go for something like a nuke and win that map, and maybe hope that you get Cash as a third potentially. You know, I mean, I don't know. I think
yeah, right.
I think now there's like minimal chances, if any. I don't want to say 0%. I'm not Jason, but
I was going to say there's a 5% chance before, and now there's probably about a 2.5% chance. So it's not looking good. But I guess if we just want to look at the scores right there, the fact of the matter is FaZe really have been having some rough results on this map. Inferno, obviously close versus Cloud9, the major final. Australis, another close one there. The Na'Vi one, and both times was a bit of a hammering.
Yeah, and let's
Yeah,
not
no, it
forget
was
that incredible game versus Splice, where they conceded 16-7 on the map.
Splice, Rogue, NRG, and Ghost, some of the biggest names in North American Counter-Strike, Alex.
yeah. Well, I'm sure all people who tune in to Jason's broadcast of the North American Pro League will agree. But that's the thing. Even if you look at FaZe's win rate, some of the teams that they're losing, you know, those are some of the best teams in the world that you're losing to, and very good on the map as well. Renegades are not on the same level, and Inferno for them is, you know, a pretty bad map.
Yeah, so the curveball idea of Nuke, I do think this is a very interesting kind of discussion to explore, the idea of that when you know, like they know, we know that they are coming up against one of the best teams in the world.
Yes.
You have to go for like the heels, you have to go for the hamstring, you have to do something cheesy, something cheeky.
That's why I respected what they did against Hellraisers, right? And it was a decision which was coming from Kassad, and I think obviously going into this one, being able to float it through to the second phase, like they obviously think they've been able to do enough homework on the maps that have come up to be able to present a good enough force to win this one. I still agree that the cheese would have probably been a really good move. Like you have to swing for the fences in this kind of environment.
You need the cheese, Alex.
You need the cheese.
I think the problem is, usually when you have two teams who both veto the same map as their permaban, the biggest win you can get is forcing the other team to veto it in the second phase, right? When we see both teams let it through, no one bans it in the first phase, no one picks it, and then in the second phase, you win out by having the other team veto it so that you can veto something else and get a more favorable third map for yourself, which is something that Renegades got here, but that's not enough for them. That doesn't give them a big enough edge for them to be a, competitive force in this game. I agree with Chad 100%. I think they had to go for Nuke and had to somehow hope that they can get potentially Cash as the third. I think they've gotten Cash or Mirage as the third, and that's the best you can get against FaZe here, but this way, I'm just thinking it's going to be a fairly comfortable 2-0 for FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe do sit up, phase up, and start thinking how they're going to be approaching this one. It's time for the team huddles, and we're going to put our heads together now.
Well, I think the CT side here is where FaZe will be going when they just won the knife round. So I would be playing a very disrespectful brand of Counter-Strike against the Renegades guys just playing on a stage here. Just know that you're the better team, you have the better players, and play aggressive. And then if that doesn't work, you can start respecting them and go from there. And people might think that sounds like a bad decision. You don't want to let Renegades in, but you're dealing in a best-of-3 series where you have 3 out of your best 4 maps. I would probably argue to some degree. Actually, all of FaZe's maps are good besides Cobble. So what am I? Well, and Nuke. But
holy moly, Lootbet has just basically backed up everything we've said here.
Yeah. So this is going to be a quick one. Nice 2-0 for FaZe. As much as I would love to see the Aussies and I think what we'll do is we can maybe like Knight Kassad and Nifty and Jacob or something. I don't know if we don't really do knighthoods in Australia.
What do you do?
I don't know. Maybe
like
they
can pat on the back.
They can do a shoey or something, and they can become Australian citizens. Or I think
sounds fun.
I think that works. I think I'm allowed to do that.
Okay, I think that you have the right, I believe. So yeah, either way, we've painted quite the picture for you guys as we're heading into this one. FaZe are going to be taking on the Renegades. And already it does seem like we are going to be getting into this one. Looks like the team huddles are coming to a close, and so is our desk segment. Gentlemen, no Nuke didn't crop up. No hope for Renegades, it seems, from your analysis. And let's see what our casters are thinking instead. They're going to be jumping into this one. So high hopes from us here at the desk. Let's see what FaZe Clan can do.
Thank you, Alex. It will be on Inferno to start off with. Bit of, it seems, sort of a heavyweight match coming out here for Renegades. I think they sort of tried to talk it through, and they tried to make it sound as sexy as it possibly could, that that something would have to work out for FaZe, for Renegades. But FaZe they're just a monstrous team right now.
Yeah, a lot of emphasis obviously on the map veto, because I kind of agree. I don't think I would have seen FaZe vetoing Cash in like the second set. Maybe they would have, but I think if you risk Nuke, that would probably be your best chance to get to a third map, and then you just kind of tell yourself, if you get to a third map, anything can happen. This is going to be real tough for Renegades. I think, the whole Liquid SK upset, that was certainly an upset. Certainly they were underdogs. Going into this one, Renegades is even bigger underdogs.
Yeah.
When you walk through kind of what they talked about on the desk, Jacob as a stand-in, not a lot of time with him as well since that departure of NAF. So, yeah, this is going to be very difficult.
I think they should play Nuke just because Nuke is great map bonus. So that's the reason I want to see them.
Yeah, I like Nuke as well. I'm not ready to be done with it quite yet.
No, I think people just need to man up and just play Nuke some more. Learn the map.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Oh, well, not this time. Though it's a shame because there was a little bit of like mind games and banter being thrown around with Kerrigan, as he likes to do, about map vetoes.
Yeah.
Nothing comes from it. That was kind of that was an exciting part of this matchup, I thought, coming into today. I do like Nifty, though. Nifty is, he's had a pretty quiet event individually in terms of, relative to some of his other events that he's had. But it almost looks like the team overall is playing better. Maybe he's focusing a little bit more on the actual leadership style of things. But you know, he's I've said it a number of times. I think he's one of the more interesting players we have in the region, just because of his background and his path to professional Counter-Strike, and definitely now giving these interviews and bring a little bit of attitude into it as well. Big fan of that.
Yeah, you love to see it. I think Chad's right. We need a little bit more fight out of some of them. Just get some of that personal beef going on.
Talk to your boy Kerrigan.
Yeah, I'll do my
Have
best.
a chat with him.
I feel like I think Danish team, we have Config, right? And now that Kirby went on to North,
Well,
I feel
Config's mine now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I got him.
All right. Well, you gotta take good care of him. Make sure he keeps up with the aggression on social media. It's always good. Yeah, but I mean, no, we've got Kirby joining Astralis, or sorry, joining North. So there could be something there when they play next time. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I think we're just about to head into the game already. Renegades are going to be on the T side. FaZe are going to be on the CT side. And it will be on Inferno. So a big welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here. This is the second quarterfinals of the SLTV StarSeries I-League Season 4. There is so much Counter-Strike to come. So just, get yourselves ready. There's going to be a lot of matches going on today.
Yeah, we're only 25% through the day. The quarterfinal is going to be a grueling affair. We are live into the Pistron. Obviously, Olafmeister peeking down mid. No cares in the world. Meanwhile, Renegades, 4 players walking up alt mid. Even Olafmeister taking a peek down in that direction as well. So kind of daring Renegades to try and punish him. There's a stack at this A bomb site for the Pistron. This could be very tough for Renegades if they do end up committing here.
They do want to, and they have the setup for it. The smoke and the couple of flashbangs, so it seems like this is their plan. And it seems like they're going to commit to it because Rain is so forward over at Banana and no one's put any pressure on him. They pretty much know that no one's going to come. That's a really dirty shot coming out of Nico, taking down Jacob, falling back to the next corner. In fact, he's going to re-engage. They might not be ready for this. The grenade is in. Nico taking one more kill, and Nifty knows, he's going to get the return. He was very close to getting out of the round right then and there. Pushing out of the balcony is going to be a crossfire that they walk into. Guardian easily able to pick the first kill. And still a 2-on-3 as they are getting whittled down. Olafmeister gets the kill on JKS and leaves Nifty. And he's getting shot in the back as well. Just not fair, is it? He's drying. Oh my God! He turns it around! Incredible kills coming out. The triple for Nifty. How does that happen? They had him locked in from 3 different angles. And they were just toying with him. Peeking up and down that stairwell over by Graveyard.
You didn't even see it coming. I mean, part of it, the reason why it happens, Rain has a perfect flank and misses about 3 or 4 shots from behind him coming up lane. That's a disaster. Although, I'll be honest, that could be a much-needed loss for FaZe to take early on. Just getting surprised like that in a 1-on-2 clutch is just like, listen, we get it. You are overwhelming favorites, but these guys got some skills. You can't just overlook them entirely. But what a recovery from Renegades in that round because Nico ensured that pistol round, that tactic just went to hell.
I mean, they knew what was coming. They get the opening frags. They even prepare for the push-out balcony, and they see that coming, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. We knew that was coming next.
Crossfire set up on balcony as well.
Yeah, now we got the 1 versus 3, and he's got no way out. And then boom.
Well, if Renegades wants to make this upset happen, certainly Nifty showing up in a big way would be the first step, would be a nice luxury to have. And actually, Guardian even, I guess, assuming no one is going to be there, goes for the pickup of the Deagle and can't get away. B-hit is on. Kerrigan's the only one here. All he's got is a CZ, no utility. 1 kill. He'd have to do something massive if they wanted to turn this round in their favor, and it's not going to happen. So it'll be 2-0 for Renegades, and Rain and Olafmeister just save the armor of the pistols. He's actually going to grab a UMP, so that helps.
Yeah, that'd be great. Making away with that one. Another couple of kills for Nifty, up to 5-0 here in the second round. And the bomb plant as well. Great job on Renegades. Early victory, always going to help. It'll be a little bit before FaZe can mount a serious defense. It'll be interesting to see how they do. We just had a great showing of what not to do on the B bomb site, Moses.
Yeah.
How not to defend B.
It was very good examples of not only at the B bomb site, but just some of the buying habits throughout that half for SK. So FaZe were watching that one, and certainly they just say, well, we don't want to be put in that situation either, where we're using scouts and mag 7s for half the half. I hate running into that. It sucks so much when you see it coming, and you're just like, I can't avoid it anymore.
I have to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, also a lot of lost banana fights for SK in the last game. Obviously something that FaZe want to avoid. Like you either have a plan to take it and then you're trying to win it, but if you keep losing it for whatever reason, then there are other options. You could just stay inside the B bomb site, maybe try and retake banana a little bit later on if you want to. There are definitely options that could be explored like that. Single flashbang on Nico, and he's setting up to flash them into banana, a couple of them at least. See what happens. Rain, mostly important here, I think, with the 5-7. He's counting. There's the flashbang coming in. It does flash Guardian, it seems, and he's trying his best. But I feel like they would have needed a quick headshot.
Yeah, and also obviously didn't spot Aza, who was right around the half wall, and there's a couple quick kills with a MAC-10. Should pretty much seal the deal in this round. Aza going to continue moving forward. Would love some more bonus money. Olafmeister has armor and that UMP. So again, another situation where he could actually just choose to save that weapon if possible, bring it into the next round and ensure you have full utility. Maybe even, yeah, we'll see what the decision is. But he's not even going to get the opportunity. Justillo's there on the lurk. And a quick 3-0. Really no dramas at all on any of those.
No, except for the pistol round, which honestly was just a bit of a freak.
That was a nice plot twist, wasn't it?
It was. I hope we could rewatch that round again. But you're right, the next couple of rounds have been really smooth, and Renegades, I don't think they've made any big mistakes at all. They've just been playing it nicely. You want to see that. You want to see them be able to do that. Definitely important. Now they're up against the AWP of Guardian, which is always scary. But if they can close out this round, they can start to get a pretty good lead suddenly in the first half. Maybe be unopposed for a little while. So even though obviously you'd rather fight pistols and rifles, I feel like they've got that lead now where they can maybe build something big.
Well, this is that bonus round we always talk about. 3 players without head armor, so that MAC-10, the UMP, they can do great damage if they're able to connect some nice shots. And Guardian's on rap side with the AWP. He's all alone. He's got no utility, so he's got to be careful at how he plays that. He can get chased down pretty quickly without a counter flash or a Molotov to block off any kind of chase from Renegades. Nico and Kerrigan over at the B bomb site, forced to play passive without utility. Nico saving a smoke till when he feels pressure. None of it's coming at the moment. Renegades slowly taking control over towards this A bomb site. All 5 players are there. Justillo and JKS working their way up the halls.
Guardian actually fires that AWP over at the Arch, so they definitely know that it's there. They're going to put up a smoke to try and block him off, but he runs right past it to try and help out his teammates. And down in pit, Olaf going to get the 1 kill. Asa with 1 in return at least. There's JKS picking off Olafmeister. Guardian, nice shot into the pit, but Jacob still takes him down and leaves it in a 2-on-2. The bomb is now finally showing up nifty. Maybe a bit late to the party, but he's going to be able to make his way down. Kerrigan and Nico, are they going to try and boost their way over? It's a really common strategy. They're not going to be able to stop the bomb from going down. I think Nifty planting behind the pillar, so he's not quite going to be visible. When he stands up, though, it could get a bit risky. Molotov is just about perfect right on them, and they have to fall back. That does a lot of damage, and that might be a big step in the right direction, winning this round.
Very well could be. Kerrigan's got a kit, though, and he's going to wrap around the site, so they're splitting up. Now chasing him in. Jacob and Nifty both stuck inside the site, both with rifles. Trying to win this one. There's Kerrigan turning the corner. He gives up his position. Nico now swinging out next, but that's a big win from Nifty. A great headshot from Nico, but not the follow-up. Jacob saves it in a one-on-one and picks up the AWP. A beautiful round from Renegades. The reason why Nifty shows up so late with that bomb that allows Kerrigan and Nico to get in position to punish in the post plant is because when they pulled the trigger on the execute, the bomb was left in alternate mid. Someone had dropped it to like maybe clear halls and not risk losing the bomb in an awkward spot, and they forgot about it entirely. So Nifty had to run back and get it, which almost kind of punished them.
Could have been bad, but it turns out to work out. Stealing the AWP at the end, too. Puts FaZe on another round with no armor except for a Nico and some upgraded pistols. Slow start here for the FaZe side of things. Oh, but that is just very clean cut.
Banged out.
As they say.
That is a sick shot. Nifty didn't even see it coming. Didn't even have time to react. So he'll be put on notice. Great return from Justillo. That's Olafmeister pushing halls, trying to gain some ground on the extremity. Hoping maybe that 1 kill forced a rotation in the Renegades default.
We have talked a lot about the likes of of Nifty and JKS and stuff, I feel like, and maybe Jacob too as a stand-in, but you know, you still have some of those games that that can really sort of carry them a long way. Maybe this would be one of them.
I think we casted one here, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. He had a monster game. I believe it was on Train, I want to say. I could be wrong. Well, that's a great shot from Jacob. And it's been, I think, a lot of fun watching Jacob play in this event, considering, you know, I forget who I was talking about it with, but like, he was pretty much cut out of the pro scene for all of 2017. He wasn't involved in anything, and he departed this FaZe roster at some point. I think that was in 2016, but just never kind of got back into the professional competition. And he's looked really solid.
Yeah, I think he had a big loss of motivation, and he actually stopped playing altogether. And obviously, that means when you do start doing it again, you know, it's going to be that much harder to get back into the groove.
You almost have to rebuild your brand as well as a player. Because especially considering, remember, that he was on the FaZe lineup that was like dysfunctional, that had, you know, essentially picked up 5-star players from 5 different teams. Kind of what they've done now, but in a fashion that didn't work.
When him and Rain were both on FaZe, as the Norwegian duo on that one, I think it was always pretty much evident that Rain was the better overall player in the sense that Rain's decision-making is so good and he's so intelligent when he plays. But the problem is, I think, if you make that comparison, I think I would pick Rain almost any day. But if Jacob has one of his like all-star sort of mechanical games, then it's really, really scary to watch. Like he does hit a peak that is, I think, that can be higher than Rain's, but it's just not across like time, you know.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work for 3 months, but it can work in 1 or 2 games, and you really don't want to run into that.
Yeah, have him forbid a tournament run.
Yeah, I mean that would be. That'd be something. So I feel like we've seen some glimpses of it, and he's been playing well enough this tournament. It's not that at all. But I would even argue we haven't seen it 100% yet. That is just a nice peak from Guardian. I don't think we've seen that very often.
That's 2 rounds in a row now that Nifty, trying to hold an angle with an AWP for aggression, just gets punished. First by Nico with the deagle, now Guardian boosted up with the AWP. So we'll have to keep our eyes on Nifty and see if he shows any signs of frustration as a young player. Perhaps, this has got to be, he did win that championship out in China with StarLadder. This has got to be one of the bigger matches he's played in.
Just a shoulder peek from Jacob to try and get that position. And Nico right on the other side. No shots hitting through. Oh, no. Hate to catch that on camera.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I say, show all the gaffes. Rain here underneath the porch, and Azza, he glances that way, but Rain's hiding as he tries to get unflashed, and Jacob missing the shot. That's another follow-up. Ustilo and JKS, the last 2 left, going to try and hit into this bomb site. At the very least, they need kills. They need to force rebuys out of this FaZe side. You do not want to let this defense build up money. Kerrigan is going to find one, and Olaf as well. Going to get FaZe on the board for the first time.
Yeah, and saving both the AWPs, picking up 2 AK-47s, so big step in the right direction. There is 10,000 at the beginning of this round for Jacob. He buys an AWP for Nifty, and they are going to be right into round number 7. A 5-1, yeah, a bit of a bump in the road here for Renegades. Obviously in a position where if they win it back, though, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, so not yet kind of down and out, although that was, I think the big thing is Nifty, how does he change his game now that he's just been annihilated? Guardian's going to go for this peak, not going to swing out too wide. He's hoping he'd get that kind of a presentation from Renegades, swinging over the base of mid. That's a habit that has largely gone out of style for T-sides. There's another boost as well, a stack towards the B bomb site between Kerrigan and Nico with that AWP.
Some spam coming through those windows. Largely, though, unexplored. If you notice, people have not really bothered too much to find sort of valuable angles to shoot through that. And that's a bit of a shame because there's a lot of them. So somebody could. But I guess Inferno is still relatively new in that sense. People have had other more serious issues to try and deal with on this map.
Yeah, certainly. CT side being one of them.
B defense, just back to that one. They are setting up for I think a smoke and a flashbang up from the balcony, Moses. Oh, they do give it up a little bit. I think the flashbang just went over, but no smoke towards archway. You can throw smoke from there, the same position they do flash from, and instead they're just gonna do it manually as it was. 37 seconds as they make their way onto the A site. It feels like they are fully committed, but they're running into a 3-man stack and a 4th man not that far away either. It's Carrigan over by the archway. Deep flashbang, actually, all the way around the corner. That's not bad at all. Asa gets a kill on Rain. Olofmeister and Guardian with a little bit of a return here. Olof going down. Oh, missed shot from Guardian. That could have been very dangerous. Nice return on JKS, though. Didn't get out of the way just quick enough. And now the bomb is going to be planted.
Yeah, but it's the two ops who have to retake, Guardian and Nico. Nico does have a kit. Unfortunately, Nifty and Azaha are stuck in the bomb site. So again, Renegade's not able to find the time to reposition after a plant goes down. And again, this two-man retake from FaZe is going to split up.
They're inside the bomb site. If they get one kill, the last player from Renegades is going to be stuck in it. It's going to be really awkward. That smoke, unclear if it's going to help them or not. There's Guardian sneaking on in. And now trapped in the corner is Nifty, and Guardian is just too quick. There's the quad kill. And the kit is coming in on Nico. So big 2v2 win here, saving both the AWPs. Actually, it looks like Nico wants to maybe swap out for an AK instead. Not quite happy with the double AWP. Fair enough.
Yeah, maybe that retake kind of wisened him up to some of the deficiencies of it, but also maybe just wanted to give a different look so that, you know, Renegades can't get used to the defense that they're being shown. Nice job from Guardian, and that'll be the big test. Renegades, if they want to continue to hit that A bomb site, now that Guardian has the AWP, he thrives in that position. So good when a hit comes into the A bomb site of playing that kind of small pit, that wrap side opper. He's very, very good at finding picks as they enter into the bomb site. They'll need a smoke, they'll need a Molotov, they'll maybe need to put someone on the wrap side to pressure him late in that execute to make sure he can't be comfortable and stay safe. And also, fair point to make as well, JKS in the pit probably should have killed him at some point.
Yeah, it felt like as soon as he missed that first shot, it got a little bit awkward. So the big benefit for Renegades winning those 5 rounds right off the bat is that they can still buy. And they've got some bomb plants, so that they're subtle signs that they're still sort of in a decent enough position. The rounds are sort of down to 1v1s and 2v2s.
And also, I mean, a big thing is as an underdog, when you get 5 rounds in the T side like very quickly as well, you kind of create like a buffer for like a mental collapse or for like stress. Like you don't feel uncomfortable that you've lost 2 rounds at this point if you already have 5 only you know on the 8th round. You have enough rounds to where if you win 1 or 2 more throughout this half, you've had a very solid side. So in your head, you're just like, doesn't matter how many we lose, as long as we get 1 or 2 more at some point, this is going to be a good half for us.
See if they can manage it. The fact that FaZe lost 3 players in the last round, even if they won it, means their money is going to be in a questionable position, even as they do string 2 rounds together. There's Guardian again in the middle. Yeah, now you can sort of, I think it's a picture starting to shape up, Moses, of the problem with playing someone like Guardian. Like, you must get him under control at some point. Or at least get him off the AWP. If you could sort of clip their finances, then at least you will have done that much.
Well, certainly the other thing is, like, definitely playing in the NA scene, you're never going to play an AWPer quite like Guardian, and that's probably true for most of the world competition. He is one of a kind in that sense. Also, you have Nifty. You need to get him involved in the game. Guardian's going for more as well. This is the kind of Guardian that is so exciting. They spotted him out at the last second. He's just going to take the shot. He's going to get around the corner. They tried to chase him down. Counter flash to slow things if needed. 26 seconds on the clock.
Man, they need to move now.
Yeah, and Ucilla is going to stay at B. And now they're going to start pressuring this A bomb site. Rain and Olaf playing double in the pit.
JKS has to open this up, and he has to get this kill incredibly fast. And he's going to get it on Olofmeister. That is such a big opening. Now just Rain left with 10 seconds. They run onto the site. Rain's going to pick up 1, but JKS with a great return. And they are going to get the bomb plant down. Trying to stop it is Carrigan. He gets the kill on 1. Jacob has popped the bomb, and now he's got the AK out. Carrigan going to get bested. Shot to the face, and Ustillo now all the way up in the apartments, trying to see if he can maybe just defend Boiler at the moment as Nico and Guardian are coming in. The same retake duo as it was last time. Grenade doesn't really touch anyone on that T side. 1 shot going through. Last time, that's how Guardian got the kill, and he's not going to try it again. There's the step up. Jacob has shown himself, so they know they have to worry about that. Patiently waiting. Guardian, is he going to do it one more time? Oh, Jacob's there with the kill, and the Molotov is going to block him off. There's nothing he could do, Nico. Has to make a run for it. Jacob, I think, going to survive the bomb in the corner here, and that will be another round for Renegades. They lose everything on the FaZe side, and just... Jacob did a good job at the end, but JKS has to get that kill on Olaf. Otherwise, they just don't have time. They definitely lose the round.
That's a brilliant kill to get. I'm not sure if Olaf got the call that it was going to be a B hit if Yusilo did just enough on the fake, or if he was just trying to reposition to the bomb site. But, you know, double pit, if he stays there, that's still a very tough defense to crack. The fact that he rotates out of it is what gives JKS that ability to find the opening. He didn't create it for himself. Olaf kind of took that risk.
Yeah. I mean, if they're double pit and they kill one of the pit players, chances are they just try and plant default, and the other guy pops out, and there's 4 seconds, and then that's it. You know?
I mean, regardless, though, as we get a tactical timeout from FaZe, this is a very good half all of a sudden being put together. I mean, they had that round just previously, round 7, where it came down into that 2-on-2. So FaZe had to do, you know, a bunch of rebuys, and now they're at that point where their economy is just strong enough to allow them to go for a force up, but very worrying in the grand scheme of things. Nico's going to have an AWP, so it remains to be seen what everyone else is going to purchase. But it's a tenuous round here.
Behind the AWP, Moses. Didn't they just watch the SK game? They're not worried at all.
Fair, oh, yeah, that's a good point. fair play, though. It's only Nico who's bought. The rest of them have fully saved. So essentially at this point, they're going to be able to buy into the next round. Nico will be low on something. He'll probably just buy a Deagle, which in his hands is very serviceable, just so we can have extra utility as well. So they're just kind of saying, let's give one of our best players the AWP, see if he can work some magic. And if not, we're still going to have a decent buy in the next round. So not fully invested. It's not like there's, you know, 2 scouts and a mag 7 on the board.
Fair enough. I suppose as well, if you have this kind of firepower, you could make the argument that there's no sense in playing timid like too often. Like you have that's the strength of it, right? So just keep pressing that advantage and maybe it'll work. Olaf is pretty close by, but he does only have a USP. So shot's going to ring out. Counter flash is coming in here for Renegades. Do they really want to fight against this AWP? They must realize there can't be much more behind it. Oh, combat AWP coming out. Shot not quite raining through. Dangerous game to be playing here on the other side, but we'll see what happens. Still a 6-2 scoreline favoring Renegades, and now that they've pushed them back from Banana, they're going to go for the other side.
I think Nifty was actually turning from a flashbang, and just a happy little accident that he finds Olaf. There goes Kerrigan, JKS coming out of Palace, or excuse me, Halls. That's going to be the round. Now it's just the game that Nico plays, where it's save the AWP inside that P bomb site, and Guardian tries to help him out if there's any kind of chase. We have the. It's still pretty early, but I'd say we're starting to see some of the ingredients of a potential map 1 upset.
That is, that's what the forecast is saying, Moses. We've run all the data, and it's looking that way. Maybe a bit of a Renegades storm hitting FaZe at the moment. About to be 7-2. They are, I mean, sort of similar to what we were talking about SK. They are running into that problem where they just, a lot of the time, don't have the money. They can't buy the grenades.
That's why I'm saying we're seeing some of the ingredients, not to call it quite yet, obviously, but you have a really good start to this game for Renegades. You have an early economic kind of, not full reset, but you've put them in that spot where, you know, some of the buys they have are going to be weak when they try and get back on the board. I mean, Rain's going to be down on a UMP. Kerrigan missing some utility. Guardian with his own op missing some utility. Olaf only has 1 flashbang. So there are some things going on here that have to make FaZe all of a sudden feel uncomfortable with how this has worked out. I believe this was their pick as well. Yes. Cash was Renegades.
Guardian flashed off the position, unable to get the fight in the middle. It's obviously a worrying sign for Renegades that he's managed to pick up the AWP again, but we'll see if he could find a way to use it. I would love to see FaZe go for, instead of early fights on Banana, I'd much rather see them go for late retakes of it. I just think it's more fun.
Here's one of the wild things about this game so far is there's been 3 to 4 rounds where the opening kill has been FaZe taking out Nifty. So they've had a decent amount of rounds with a man advantage going into it in 5-on-4s, and Renegades is still finding ways to make it work.
Yeah, that's a good point. Guardian has been good with the AWP, but now again the money is right on the edge for FaZe side. Nico holding TT spawn, Kerrigan is on the other side, so 1 smoke is probably going to put Nico out of this defense, at least for a little bit. We'll see how that works out for them. Still taking control of top Banana. Maybe the only thing I can worry about for Renegades right now is the fact that they are spending a lot of time in all of these rounds.
Yeah, well, here's the real issue is Nico has held on to his smoke, and the benefit of his position at the moment is that he can spot to see when they kind of peek up towards top Banana before using it, and he can even get a shot off. And because Renegades has been so passive, they haven't forced the utility out. Now one goes down in that B choke point where they all are, and there's 20 seconds left.
He wants them to come through right now. 20 seconds, you're right. Jump up there as JKS and Nifty are still making a noise. There's Nico with the spray. Oh my god, what a great transfer. And Carrigan with the follow-up. That's the round done.
Yeah, that's the nightmare scenario for Renegades. That's what happens if you can't apply pressure. And that's a mistake from Renegades, maybe an inexperienced mistake where you have to realize you have their economy a little bit on the ropes, where you have them in a situation where they don't have the smokes and the Molotovs just string together throughout the whole round. If they pressure that B-bomb site earlier, they get that smoke out of Nico's hands 20 seconds before that, then all of a sudden they have a clean pathway into the B-bomb site to make that attack.
And the fact that he's so close to the smokes means even the pop flashes through the smoke are probably still going to land behind him.
Yep.
So he's still got like a pretty good shot at getting that kind of spray in. 7-3, and that's a big round for FaZe to win, just when they were about to get reset once again and lose all the money. Pushing in really aggressively, though, is Nifty, and he's going to have to sit in the fire for a little bit, hoping for somebody to peek him. And are they still going to go for it, FaZe? Doubling up on the aggression after the initial round of grenades. They're going to be one kill in there, and they couldn't even return it. I'm sure Nifty wanted to, but he was flashed.
Yeah, they staggered 2 flashes there with maybe a half second in between when they pop, and now the shift in the defense comes in. Nico and Carrigan going to rotate back towards the A-bomb site. Guardian going to take up position top banana with the op. Waiting. Oh, and this is going to work perfectly, although Guardian looked away. I guess he didn't see that barrel. Nifty is boosted up. Seemed like the opportunity was there for Guardian. That smoke going to delay things.
Yeah, Nifty not finding anything with the shot through. Still 50 seconds on the clock. But a 4-man stack on the A side is going to make this kind of a hit very unlikely. Once again, they're sort of at the mercy of the entry frags, I feel like. They have to pick up 1, preferably 2, before they can start to break this defense. 35 seconds. Time is running out for them to change their minds. Indeed, they're going to be creeping up the quad side. They are going to be very close to the bomb site by the time this hits, so smokes are in, and 1 second later, they're right there. Olaf going to pick up 1, Rain with a big double kill off the UMP. And JKS doing his best, but it's just not enough. Great triple for him, really high impact on that balcony, but still too many people on the site. There will be 7-4.
He's hitting some very nice shots.
Yes.
He's doing it from a lurking position, though. You'd like to see him, someone who's that on point at the moment, maybe get involved with the action on the hit onto the site. 4-7, FaZe have finally kind of reversed their fortunes. They've got some money built up behind Guardian, a little bit behind Nico. They've got a double op set up again. They're starting to pull this one back. They're going to force Renegades onto pistols for the first time. Renegades need to find a way when the gun rounds begin. It's actually incredible they have this lead considering how many times they've lost that opening battle or lost the opening player. This is much faster paced from Renegades. Unfortunately, they have no utility. Deagle from JKS is going to get shut down by Olaf. Not a whole lot of options available to Renegades at this point.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how they fare now, Renegades, that their sort of momentum has been broken a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously easy to be, happy and do well as you're winning, but now that FaZe are going to start to come into the game a bit more, you want to see if they can still pull it together. Carrigan right on the edge, and they just don't have the weapons to really try and fight this all that much. Good little edge kill coming out from Guardian, taking down Jacob, and Asa will be picked off from Nico, pushing in at the bottom of Banana. So that makes it 5-7, the scoreline, leading into the end of this first half. We're getting close now, and I would say this is the big test. Renegades, if they can sort of win the next 2 rounds, they probably will finish at 10-5,
Yeah, I think they need to start picking up the pace a little bit more, applying more pressure. They've had a couple rounds where they've kept 4 players far, far back at the base of T-ramp just to avoid getting picked off or naded or something. But I think here you have to start getting closer to bomb sites before the 40-second mark, as we've kind of been seeing out of them.
What about one of those good old B splits through Archway?
Ooh, there it is. Nifty finding Guardian with the AK. That's beautiful. Rain's still here. Yeah, that wouldn't be the worst idea, especially now that you have an opening pick, because that's usually where the gap in the defense is kind of formed, is that wrap side. And you can see Renegades going right at it. Oh, nice shot from Olaf. Can he recover? Yes! He gets 2. Rain alive in pit. They need that kill, but Nifty can't control the spray. Rain just needs to delay at this point. Flashbang coming in, see what he can do. There he is up on top, and he gets the dink. Nifty still not able to find that kill in that nade. Surely it's not thrown out, so he's going to live. But the mobility from Rain, great movement. And JKS is stuck in pit in a 1-on-2.
Between Olaf and Rain, they shut down the entire archway push against every single member of Renegades. That's just so ridiculous. Once you catch an AWP at that close range, like Olaf was, he can't really have more than 1 kill, and then you get Rain in the pit. And still he takes just too many people with him. Double kill for both players, and JKS knows he needs FaZe to make a mistake. He needs one of them to come and peek him, and Nico not moving an inch up here. And why would he? Nico alone has actually locked JKS into this. Gonna be trying to get up there, going for the bomb plant, faking it out once, but looking the wrong way, and Nico will close out the round. That kind of defense, that's one of those really frustrating rounds for your Renegades, because they did everything right.
Yep. And they even, they even turned that corner perfectly at time to trade Olaf. He just barely was able to recover to get that second shot off. The timing of it was just really rough for Renegades. Even a lucky shot to get that second kill. I think the big one is Rain needs to die quicker there, obviously. I think Nifty missed a kill on him at long range, and then he just does a great job maneuvering through the pit to get away from one opponent and finish off that kill onto Nifty in Graveyard. That was huge.
Timeout has been called. Tactical for Renegades, probably trying to just get the nerves under control and, you know, talk things through.
Yeah.
The fact that they can
win this half.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, like I said, they had that buffer earlier, and at 7 rounds, if you're sitting in at the end of this first half, if you're able to look at this and say, we can have an 8-7 lead over FaZe on the T side of Inferno, you're going to be very happy with yourself.
14th round coming up now. A chance for FaZe to equalize the score. Certainly would hamstring Renegades just a bit. Molotov in the corner. And the follow-up double grenade. That's been popular today.
Oh, they all burn.
Oh, wow. More grenades doing the work here. Probably not the kind of beginning to this round that Renegades were hoping for, Moses.
I'm wondering if he got blocked by a teammate, because surely you'd start trying to fall back or something. But either way, nice utility. Should be an easy spray down for Kerrigan, and indeed it is. 4 kills for him, 1 with the Molotov, 3 with the AK. Nico grabbing that last one. But another very strong buy for Renegades in this last round of the half. I assume that's what the tactical timeout was for. Talk things over into this round.
I think he did get blocked. And listen, you can't let your teammate do that, Moses. Like, once you're in the trenches, there's only one way forward. Get up out when the captain says so. And if you don't, you're going to get shot.
When the whistle blows?
Yeah, that's it. All aboard. It's the 15th round. Score is now tied up 7-7. And I would say this is what never happened for SK, but what is happening for FaZe is that the tempo slowed down a bit, and they had a rough beginning, as you said, like that 1 versus 3 for Nifty, where he managed to turn it around.
Yep.
And then they struggled a bit with the economy, but they slowly went back to the basics and slowly sort of ground out some of the rounds. And the problem is you have to play 3 maps potentially against this team. So the fact that they're waking up fairly early on in the first half of the first map means it could be much worse than just a couple of minutes here. Missed shot from Nico, and he's going to fall back. That draws somebody back from Archway. They can't really keep 4 people on A when this happens.
Yes, which is good. Kerrigan's rotating back. He's got a smoke Molotov as well, so this will be really awkward for Renegades to try and find a timing. It looks like they do want to commit to the B bomb site. 4 players there. Nifty's in mid. He's blocked off by smoke, and yeah, he's going to rotate over. Kerrigan has all the timing on his utility. Counter flash comes in, hopefully slows him down. Nico adjusts, that's great. Jacob jumping in the air, gets picked out of the sky. They combine for 4 in total. So quick, and yeah, there's that Molotov cutting off Nifty. So it will be an 8th round for FaZe. They end the half, as you said, the Giant has awoken, and they end on a 6-0 run.
13 kills for Nico, definitely not bad at all. Yeah, you sort of see the problem, right? Nico's allowed to stand in that corner almost unobstructed, and Kerrigan is sort of playing really far behind. There's no Molotov on Nico. There's no flashbang that can stop that from happening.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of utility that's missing in that kind of push for Renegades, even if they have the banana control.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure. I thought surely like the smoke or the Molotov from Kerrigan would have shut that down, but it wasn't. It was just Nico killing everyone. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, good first half finish for FaZe. Although Renegades, I mean, they can't really be too sad. I think they should be still just hoping that they can maybe win the pistol round here and then build something behind that. A couple of people rushing down, and Kerrigan running and gunning with the Glock, taking down Nifty, and JKS is now the only one left. Last player, Jacob, falling back into the side at only 7 health. Hard to say what he could have done differently. I mean, if he stays to fight, then chances are he dies anyway. And now obviously defending alone, and Nico going to be running right in his face to take it off. As are now the last one left. 1 versus 2.
He has a small chance here. He's going to get over to the B bomb site. And he's actually going to get here a decent time in terms of when the bomb is planted because Kerrigan was coming up late. No kit, but he's got about 20 seconds to work with before he has to hop on the defuse.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. I always feel like if you're playing this kind of thing, just try and go fast because you have to find them, right? So if you spend 30 seconds finding them, then it's kind of too late. Azza now deep in the site, but he has officially run out of time, and he will be going down to Nico regardless. Triple kill here for the Bosnian player, and it will be a 9-7 scoreline. It's looking better all the time. For FaZe, at least.
I mean, this is going to be the tougher half for Renegades, is the T side. When FaZe, when you look at all the players, all the talent, and the ability to duel, I mean, Olaf, Nico, Rain in 1v1s are so tough. Guardian with the AWP, obviously. When you're Renegades and you can't dictate, the action, the point of the attack, this is where I think you're going to start to see these FaZe players just really outclass Renegades. See how they're able to handle it. That's why I like the aggression from Renegades. 3 players, at top banana. I think maybe it felt a bit disjointed, but I like the idea behind it because you do want to kind of stack up multiple players and try and force the issue where you're comfortable, at least early on in some of these rounds.
Jacob playing behind the pillar, hoping that they're going to be lured far enough in that they can all spring the trap all at the same time. But in fact, FaZe are pretty careful in this position, and they do actually overcommit a little bit. That's so silly because they already spotted out 2 of the people in that corner. I guess they couldn't have expected a 3rd one, but if you do see 2 people there, just use some grenades or something. I mean, just do anything other than just raw peeking them. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's just a UMP that's lost, so not the biggest deal. Olaf even sticking around. Haza's going to chase him down and not going to get the kill. But yeah, that could have been maybe perhaps more dangerous than it actually was.
Yeah, they lived through it. I'm just nitpicking at those little things.
Might as well.
Might as well. JKS trying to stay alive back here, but he will get caught. And Ustilo and Jacob saving whatever they can out of this round if at all possible. Just Ustilo left. He's hiding in the pit. That's going to be 10-7, so a sizable lead. And I mean, we talked about Ustilo and whether or not he was going to have one of those really good games.
He's not.
Not yet.
Second half is his time.
Yeah, there's still time, Moses.
Yeah, there definitely is. It's now 8 straight for FaZe. Should be pretty easy in this round for him as well. This time there's no armor and nades and upgraded pistols purchased in the 4 players.
Flashbang on Azza, those a giveaway.
Ooh,
I feel like.
You excited?
Yeah, yeah.
Where do you think it's going to go?
I mean, obviously now it's easy for me to tell because they're already running out, so... But Moses, I think it's going to be banana. I've got it locked down.
I gave you the layup.
Yeah. Well, they've already heard everything that's going on the other side, and they are setting up for the push. Oh, Nico's a little bit too close for that flashbang to work, and Jacob still gets the refrag, so I guess that's always something. But now, what did they do? Kerrigan molotoving them off to make sure that they can't really rush him down, and while all this is happening, Olafmeister snuck in behind, and that is a bad sign for Renegades. They didn't want this.
No, this is not how they envisioned that pop flash going. Kerrigan takes him down. Oz the last one left, and he's got nowhere to go. So an 11th for FaZe is going to be coming up. And now we get into the gun rounds. Now we get into the excitement. We'll see what Renegades has to offer on this defense with the M4s. Potentially an AWP in Nifty's hands. And yeah, they have plenty of money. They didn't invest a whole lot in those 2 rounds after the pistol. So Nifty's have a nice little nest egg there to pick up an ult.
I think this is the big test. If Renegades are going to be serious about a comeback into the second half here, it it must start right away. I don't think they have the runway to sort of say, oh, well, maybe we could do it in the 6th round instead of the 4th or something. Like, I think by then, FaZe will have woken up way too much and it'll be too late.
Yeah, and so much of the conversation on Inferno obviously has been about the economy and managing it on the CT side. This is great. What Renegades has done is given themselves a phenomenal opportunity to start this half out on the 4th round with the strongest buy possible. They had Molotovs, they had smokes, they've got 2 kits to work with, so they have a lot of the tools necessary. At some point, though, Renegades, with 3 players over towards B, they have to rotate someone back, and it's got to come quick.
When are we going to get that model fixed for someone walking around with a Mac-10, Moses, so that it doesn't look like they're sort of...
Like they're holding their knife or something?
Yeah, or firing it gangster style. Like, it looks like they have it tilted on the side.
I feel like that'd be something you enjoyed.
I do, except for the fact that sometimes when I peek people who have it, it looks like they're looking the other way, and I get really confused. So I just wish, just wish it would go away.
Just get you excited. That's the only way you can kill people. Here comes the hit. Molotov's out. And actually, no. FaZe are just trying to make them sweat it out. Some smoke, some Molotovs. There's Kerrigan coming up towards Rap side. And does he want to go towards CT spawn? JKS is here, giving away his position. Rain's coming up as well. They're going to try and Rap. JKS misses a kill. He'll have to go to library. But still, no commitment from FaZe.
No, but they've made it so deep in. If they get JKS, then this bomb site is going to be wrapped fairly heavily. JKS actually, he gets the spray through the door. That's not bad at all. Rain with the return. Olafmeister, not quite good enough for the Mac-10, and he's going to be going down to Asa, picking up a second kill, dropping Nico as well. And now time is running out. 10 seconds here. They need that bomb plant right away, and they are locked inside of the site. Rain and Guardian, this is a very hard position to win from. They're completely boxed in. Any misstep, and they're going to go down from some other direction. Nifty now, closing in from the other side with the AWP. They are just sat in corners, waiting. The flashbang going to take care of Rain, and now Guardian all alone. 1 versus 3, and he goes down to Nifty. That's a nice peek. Asa with the hero of the round with the triple, making it 8-11 for Renegades. Not bad at all.
No, it's not, and 3 players surviving is very good for the money. Very good for them moving forward. There's the buy-up from FaZe. Yeah, FaZe really... I said they were making Renegades sweat it out. I mean, they took their time with that hit. They really telegraphed that. 2 players in pit, 1 in the bomb site, 1 in the library as well. There's a lot of forces there for Renegades to slow things down to be able to turn that round in their favor. And it's Asa from the bomb site. And FaZe was never able to really deal with the pit players as well.
Well, they were probably... I think they were probably thinking, if we walk up Archway, then we're going to run into somebody and then we can go. And then they just didn't until there was like 15 seconds left. I think that really confused FaZe a bit. He still has a dangerous fight, and he's going to back off. That's a smart play, I think.
Yeah, Guardian took a lot of Molotov damage. There's Nifty.
Don't stay. Oh my god, the walls are paper thin. That's the reason you don't want to stay.
Listen, don't doubt Nifty.
As you were saying, Moses.
He was born for this. This is his moment.
I'm just trying to look out for his health, Getting panicked for a little bit.
Listen, the Miracle on Ice was... The anniversary was yesterday. We're going to have another... That has no application here because this is mostly an Australian team, but...
Yeah, they don't even have ice in Australia. Hasn't even been invented yet. JKS and Jacob. Looks like there are going to be a fair few Molotovs, so it could be that Jacob has to simply move out of this position by the time the hit comes in. It's a little bit random how these grenades land just because there are so many positions to Molotov, but sometimes people throw pretty good grenades to exactly this position. 35 seconds, and Jacob already turned around for the flashbang. Want to be ready. JKS, is he going to be the first point of engagement? There is another player coming in Nifty. They've got a good read right now. That's a good headshot. JKS occupying everybody's attention and getting the bullets in too. It's going to be Jacob going down next and almost a triple fall. Oh my god, Kerrigan through the smoke taking down Nifty. Hardly seems fair, does it?
No, it really doesn't. But at the same time, after those 2 kills from JKS, you feel like that's going to be a really strong hold. Jacob not able to get anything done paired up with him, as he fell off the boxes, not able to control things. Kerrigan's in the back right. They don't have any nades for this. They have to try and bait out a peek, but Guardian with the op towards the left, towards Banana, is going to be so difficult. There's the shot, there's the dink, almost the kill. They've got it now, a 2-on-1. Both have kits, smoke and flashbang as well. Do they realize they picked it up? Guardian with 1. He's going to peek out for the next, and Ustillo He can't get it done, and now he's running out of time. He's got to get the kill, and he's done it. No.
He just can't make it. What a shock. They almost had it. They almost could have done it. You're right. They had some of the grenades picked up on the entry into the bomb site. They had the Molotov, which they should have put into the middle of nowhere. Like, even if someone had been by the new box, which Kerrigan obviously wasn't, they still wouldn't have been forced out. So I'm sort of confused about that one Molotov. But regardless, they're going to end up losing the round. And that was, man, that was a hard round to lose, I think.
I thought he could have gotten back on the bomb. Did he not have time for that?
No.
No. That's a shame.
Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna lie, especially because JKS just locked that down. You know, that was the round. Like in the first couple of kills, that's it.
Jacob had this really weird jump off the box. Did you see that? Or not jump off, but like he dropped down back in and took a fight like while he was falling with Kerrigan, and that was kind of an awkward peek, I thought. Either way, you could see a tactical timeout here for Renegades. This is really their last buy. This is their last chance. If they lose this one, they're out of money, they're out of cash, and they have to save. And FaZe will just be too far ahead and too close to winning the map. But this has been, I think, a better showing probably than most people expected this to be out of Renegades.
Certainly better than I was expecting. And again, like you know, they're doing so much of the basics right, which they keep getting into good positions. They keep sort of having that part work, and the fact that they lose some of the more critical rounds here, especially in close, you know, 1v2s, 2v2s, it's obviously very upsetting. But I'd rather see them lose those kinds of situations than have complete breakdowns where, you know, it's just easy. There's Nifty picking up a kill on Rain, who even was ready for it, trying to shoulder peek, and Nifty just too quick this time.
Yeah, and he also more than willing to take the nade damage as well just to get that shot off. And this is actually a pretty cool setup. You Stillo and Nifty over at A, and you put some of the other weapons, 2 UMPs and an M4 over at the B-bomb site. So really trying to make up for the fact that they have a weaker arsenal to play with. JKS does have smoke Molotov. However, they have made a mistake. He's boosted, so they really can't put that smoke to good use. But at the same time, you kind of want FaZe to end up at this site. So we'll see how this works out. Guardian trying to dry peek into the site. Do a contact play. There's a Molotov. There's a free kill for JKS now. Nico running in. He's going to get taken out by another boost. That's Jacob, and Ozzer still hasn't even presented himself.
Kerrigan and Olofmeister going to go down right at the end. Dude. Guardian is going to be angry. If you walk that far into the bomb site scoped and you don't see anybody, like how often does that happen?
I don't know.
And imagine if he does see somebody like that. That's just.
I feel like we don't get that scenario. I think Guardian might be one of the only oppers we have that wants to take those fights that deep.
I mean, you can try and put yourself in that position and just like, I'm just gonna walk in scope to the B bomb site until I find somebody.
Yeah.
That's not fun at all. Oh, boost in the middle. Grenade comes out. It actually lands a little bit too far behind them as they do try and push in. They step on another grenade, and the Molotov has to slow them down. Renegades, there's a big chance here to build the economy, to really make this work. JKS hitting headshots yet again in the B-bomb side, and they were sort of ready for this peek through from Asa, but it happens just late enough that he's going to be able to get one kill. And now it's just on Guardian.
JKS has been great. I mean, we saw a brilliant hold from him just a little bit ago with the nice spray transfer. The T side was quite nice. He was very impactful lurking out of those A-halls. You can see his aim is on point today. He's got 20 kills, 15 deaths. 6 frags above his closest teammate. On the other side of things, it's Kerrigan with Nico with 17 each and Guardian with 16. 12-10, Renegades trying to make this comeback a thing, and they're going to have another easier round, as I think FaZe is going to mostly save up into this one. Everyone between $2,200 and $3,000 in the FaZe side of things. Not nearly enough to put up a fight.
A little bit of a moment to relax and breathe if you are on the Renegade side. I mean, 12-11, likely scoreline coming up here. It's going to get really interesting now. You can tell that this game is obviously coming to a close here on Inferno, but it isn't exactly clear who's going to end up on top right now. What's the money like for Renegades? I'm not sure.
It's pretty decent.
Oh, yeah, they're starting to build something. JKS a little bit low, but if they can survive this round with no more than one person going down, they've got a real chance of doing this.
They have 4 Molotovs left also, so as soon as they see players coming up mid, Nifty can actually just use his there, but Yustillo and Ozza. Ozza has a Molotov he can throw to delay a hit into that A site. But all 5 players here for FaZe. And the question is, are they going to try and attack Nifty on Rap side? He's put himself in a pretty safe position. He can't get swarmed if he misses just a couple shots. Oh, that run boost fails. Leg shot comes out from Guardian. His teammates are surely going to try and keep him safe from Rap side, and now he's just getting pinched. Nico can't land the shot. They're still chasing him down. He needs his teammates. Oh, that is great movement.
My God.
Running backwards. That is gorgeous.
I don't even care that he died. I'm just so happy he did that.
That was so great.
Well done, Nifty. That's not easy. Just, he knows the map so well, he actually literally knows it backwards.
What a fancy mother.
Just absolutely loves it. Oh, man. Yeah, they came up with a new thing as well, FaZe. Let's call the stumble boost into that corner.
Just, is that what you're going to coin it as, the stumble boost?
Rolling around the corner.
Listen.
Drunkenly falling into archway, hoping for a fight. There is such a thing as drunken Kung Fu. Why not drunken Counter-Strike, Moses?
Yeah, Drunken Master. Did you ever see that flick?
Yeah, no, I didn't. Maybe I should have.
Yeah, you probably should have. I'm pretty sure Drunken Counter-Strike's the thing. I think we've all played a game or two while inebriated.
It can happen. And just like with singing, I swear I'm better at it when... I've got that feeling, you know?
Yeah. Well, Jacob in a spray battle. He's done decent damage. There's JKS. He goes down. Jacob needs a good round. It's not going to happen yet. Ozza has shifted, though. He needs to get into the bomb site. And that smoke is going to hold FaZe back. Buy some time for Renegades to kind of really get a read. Olafmeister missed Ustillo, but he does peek back out. I think he might have heard the footstep, and that means the A-bomb site's open. Nifty and Ozza have to sit this one out. So thank God they've built up some money because they're going to have to rebuy into the next round.
Do we blame Ustillo for that, or do we say, well, it was a 3 versus 4, so he sort of had to take a risk? Can we let him off on the risk factor?
Yeah, I think you can. Mostly because with the 2 primary B defenders down, Ozza hadn't really established any kind of presence to make a good read or pass along great information. So he's feeling probably, as the rotator, he's feeling way more pressure than there actually is on that B-bomb site. So I imagine the comms could get pretty hectic.
All right. We'll let him off this one time then.
I want to go back. I really liked the strategy of the stumble boost or the drunken boost from FaZe there, of getting towards Rap side. You know Nifty's there with the AWP. He's going to go in library, and once you find him in library, you really aggressively attack him. But Nico sticks around in the archway, tries to keep him pinned in from one angle while you have 4 players chase him down. So you just throw a massive amount of bodies at him. And if you recover that op onto Guardian, and he's in library, and he's able to peek in towards Pit, still a long shot of winning the round. But I mean, just the economic damage that can come from that is great. So I thought that was very cool.
They're closing in on that finish line here. FaZe 13-11. It's not necessarily the round lead, but it's really the money that concerns me. Is the fact that Renegades have used a lot of their bank. They need to start winning rounds right away, or they will have to fight the last couple of rounds with, Mag 7s and Scouts and Pistols.
I'm actually a little bit surprised at how much money they have left over after this buy in this round, though. I'm not sure if JKS isn't investing in utility for an economic reason. Nope, there he goes right at the end. Buys it all up. I was going to say, that's a bit crazy. But they got 4 players, 1,000 or 1,100 up to 2,700. So that's not too bad, all things considered. You can scrap together some dangerous stuff with that kind of a buy.
Yeah, a bit of a stack early on over at Banana with a boost, and then JKS behind with a flashbang in case things get out of control. Does obviously leave the A-bomb side very weak in the beginning, and I'm wondering if FaZe have figured this out yet. Oh no, Ustillo might get timed, almost gets timed. Now he's in position, but they're all wrapping the other way, so even this little clever boost coming in doesn't really work out yet. Ustillo will get a kill on Olafmeister, trying to peek back in. JKS dodging the bullets by jumping, don't see it every day. And he's not going to be able to get a return just yet. Jacob is sneaking into library, and this fight is happening all over the place. Ustillo getting one more kill, this time with a Molotov, taking down Carrigan as they drop Jacob. JKS and Azza are going to combine for a couple of kills each, and that will be a good round. Azza again with a W, Ustillo with a double. And that was
a very awkward round.
It was from FaZe, right?
From just in general, all over the place with all the smokes pretty much everywhere. Like some of those fights were taking place of the smoke disappears and who's gonna show up first. The spray battle in Archway. Molotovs being thrown on a wrap side, Kerrigan burning. That's a great recovery, though, from Renegades. I thought they were surely in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like... I thought Ustilo was just going to get timed as he was jumping up on that. That looked really weird. But
And there were only 2 players a day. It was only Ustilo and Azas, or not Azas, but it was Ustilo and someone. And, I mean, when that hit comes in at that kind of a pace, I thought FaZe was going to beat him back to the bomb site. Either way, the Molotovs slow him down just enough. And Renegades at 12-13 have forced the pistols out for FaZe again. It's just Deagles, Guardian, Rainen, Nico, and Olaf holding those.
Ooh, Rain making it out against JKS. That's a little bit scary. He does recover really nicely, and the flashbang does affect the last 3 people, or the other 3 people on the other side. Guardian hoping for a 1 deke, but huge chance here for Renegades to try and turn it around and equalize the scoreline. That would be absolutely big news. Their economy also looking a lot healthier now. They did win that last round with almost everyone alive. Ustilo will get 1 more kill. He's starting to get warmed up, Moses. He's starting to get there.
Hitting that critical mass. He's up to 12 kills. I think it was, what, 4 at the beginning of the half?
Yeah.
So, yeah, very nice recovery from him. Double spray down from Ustilo, just as we talk, sing his praises.
Oh, my God. He just is not happy, is he?
Just face planted.
They did get killed trying to boost up, you know. That's just, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
13-13. The scoreline is tied up. We're heading into the 27th round. If you're just now joining us, then you're in time. This is still the first map in a best of 3. And obviously everyone was sort of thinking, yeah, FaZe is they're going to cruise right through to the semifinals. It'll be an easy game. That has not turned out to be the case.
No, it really hasn't. This is a really nice showing from Renegades.
Nice grenade, 2 damage.
Oh, nice Molotov, 50 damage onto Nifty.
Yeah, that's good. That's 25 times more, Moses. If you're into math, then I might turn you on.
Here's that deep boost. Banana, an off angle for Nifty. Ooh, careful with the nade usage. You were holding that angle. Could have yielded something, but he's forced away. This is much slower pace from FaZe. They've tried to kind of bully their way to ZA bomb site the past few buys they've had, and I think Renegades taught them a lesson. So taking this one more slowly, more tactical.
You're still looking very peaceful in those flowers, you know, just having a good time, enjoying the sun. Oh, not enjoying the flashbangs at all, though. He's going to be put to sleep right on that bench until the next round, at least. That does only leave 2 people on the A-bomb side. FaZe aren't really going to push up behind it. They just get the kill and then they slow it down once again, waiting for the follow-up grenades. And they are setting up for those exactly here in second mid. And JKS and Azza really have to put up one hell of a defense. No backup has been called for, so the rotation is going to be miles away, but they actually run it back. Oh, this could get interesting. Nifty has a smoke still. 18 seconds, 17 seconds. If he puts up the smoke at perfect time, it's going to be too much. He's saving it and falling back, so this is actually working out a little bit here for FaZe. Now they're going to come through the smoke. Jacob gets only the 1, but Nifty rotated out. He's on the other side. Oh, he gets the shot, but not on the guy planting the bomb. He stays alive, and Guardian on 38 health with the AWP going to fall back. That could have been the round right then and there in one single shot. And somehow Kerrigan has made his way through into CT spawn while there is a flank coming in from JKS. Unclear who's going to win the round right now. It could be down to just random timing, more or less. Nifty got a bit of smoke to try and allow himself to get a little bit deeper into it. And now Guardian is on the other side of the boxes, and they get both the kills at the end. Yeah, put to rest. 1 in the fountain, 1 on the bench. Interesting little piece of trivia for you, Moses.
Okay.
That box that Nifty had his back turned to,
yeah.
The Guardians on the other side of that, you can shoot through that. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Olaf is...
That's too much, isn't it?
He took a bullet.
He did.
What a hero. Just to get that plant down.
That's the kind of teammate you want, isn't it, Moses?
Yeah, that's great. I thought was that Jacob that was with the M4 that kind of mounted that initial defense? He almost very nearly just stopped that round in its tracks. Great smoke timing, and FaZe had no other options. And I was funny, at the time I was thinking, oh God, this is deja vu on Inferno, late in the game, rotating back to the B bomb site.
Did you take a bullet from me, Moses?
No. Well, not in the chest.
Where would you? That's interesting.
Like the arm.
Just one in the arm?
Left arm. Right arm is important. I need that for things. Left arm, for sure.
All right. It's good to know.
Yeah.
28th round here, and already Nifty have taken a bit of damage. It's still too close to call, but obviously Renegades are not going to be too happy about the fact that they had to rebuy all of that stuff. Looks like they want to peek into mid a little bit late in the round here, and Guardian was just so ready for it. A lot of other AWPers I feel like could have not been, because again, we don't see that retake of top mid too often. It was sort of Nifty alone, so there was no flashbang to set it up for him or anything. He was just hoping that his random appearance there would have worked out.
Yeah, but Ustilo and Azza both have flashbangs, so that's kind of what makes you upset about that kind of a peak, or maybe just a little bit agitated. That could have been set up much more kindly to give him a favorable fight. Great shot from Guardian. Now moving up middle, again, just 2 players at the same bomb site, not cheating a rotate whatsoever. It's all on Ustilo and Azza inside the bomb site. They're all blind, smoke everywhere. That's not even close to a kill for Azza, and it's a desperate situation for Ustilo. FaZe is going to get to 15. JKS and Jacob are going to have to sit this one out. That's been a theme for Renegades down the stretch in this map, has been the CT side just splitting in 2 and 2 and kind of entrusting that the pairs can hold things off.
Yeah. And it's the kind of decision you make when you don't have any information to make any other call, right? So you just, what else can you really do? I think Ustilo actually wanted to come barreling out of the smoke, and I'm not sure if he got stuck or if the smoke was like wider than he was expecting, but you could tell he sort of had to return inside of the smoke, and then, I mean, that was just really awkward and really unfortunate. But now, you're right. 15 rounds here for FaZe. Map point on map number 1. And you said they did pick the map, so they obviously are expecting to be doing a good job on it. Guardian, hoping. But those sandbags just stop everything, Moses.
That's weird. Of all the things that you can shoot through in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this. I have a feeling that sand would be the sort of thing that really stops a bullet, you know.
Okay.
Just really.
I don't know much about bullets, to be honest with you, so I don't know. That's not an area of my expertise.
We should go and test it out one day. It's been too long since we've been in the position to do that, I think.
Yeah,
so.
Has been a hot minute, hasn't it? Well, desperation buy for Renegades. That's a nice nade on the Guardian. Some decent chip damage onto him. And he's feeling really comfortable. Like, he is pressing the issue in a big, big way. Just marching straight up mid. Gets smoked out at the end of it. But you like to see that kind of confidence. That's like the old Guardian where we used to talk about. You can just tell when he's really feeling like he wants to take over a game.
Maybe someone throwing grenades at me, I'd be angry too. So maybe he was just thinking, you know what? We're going to play like that. He almost walked into a second one at top mid, but he managed to dodge most of that. And now we're back to the basics. At least Nifty's on the angle at Arch. But if he gets pushed back, then that's the end of the information for Renegades. Again, they have to sort of just hope that the defense holds. There's not going to be any cheating over to any bomb sites. Not going to be anything else going on like that. Under a minute, actually just exactly at the minute mark, and FaZe let go of the grenades. Double smoking down towards pit, leaving it a bit tenuous if they come around the other side. Will be hard for them to help each other out through that smoke. And Nifty waiting. Oh, that's a good kill. Taking one. The follow-up there for Nico. Getting Nifty killed in return. And now down to the pit. They're locked in here. Normally we love this double pit setup, but now they're just in a very dangerous position. Rain, oh, he still gets the headshot. And Kerrigan shutting down Azra, and that just might be the end of it here. 2 versus 4, the bomb will go down. Rain is low and Kerrigan is low, so maybe if they can get those kills, it's possible. Guardian, instead of defending, he's gone aggressive and he's taken down one. Jacob now trapped in the library, and he's going to get 1 kill. Almost gets the one through the smoke. I mean, they're all so low on health, but I'm not sure that really matters a lot. He still has to find them and defuse the bomb. It just doesn't seem possible here. FaZe really riding out all of the threats here against Renegades and doing a fine job. He's got 1 more kill, and time is almost out. He's going to be dropped in the end, and that will be 16-13 in favor of FaZe as they take map number 1 against Renegades, who still, I think, just played a phenomenal game.
Yeah,
I'm really quite impressed.
Yeah, that was very nice to see out of Renegades. They got tested in a big, big way. Great game from JKS, 22 and 18 for him. Nico at 21, Kerrigan and Rain at 20, Guardian at 19. So I think more than anything, yeah, that's a very cool performance out of Renegades. And I think that last round, even if a couple of those dinks, just maybe 1 or 2 more bullets in the right place, and they're fighting for overtime in the last round. But you got to be happy with that if you're Renegades. And the tough part is that going to be a wake-up call for FaZe? Is this actually like the level that Renegades can play on Cash as well? Or is that kind of like FaZe just saying, okay, well, now going into Cash, you know, we don't start out slow?
Yeah, you never really know, right?
Yeah.
Especially because there are so many players that could have woken up on the FaZe side. So it's a bit scary. That question will be answered in the next map, obviously. But
Mr. to see if the analysts have any shifting opinions based off the performance of Renegades there.
yeah, certainly they did a good job. So I look forward to hearing that. That's going to be on the desk right after the break. So stay with us, and we'll be right back.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
And there we have it, a valiant effort coming in from Renegades as they push FaZe to the very limit. 29 rounds of play and could not quite convert. A couple of errors that will be highlighted here from both sides, and talking about all of that, the good and the bad are the good and the bad. It's Chad Birchall and Janko Paunovic.
Who's who?
Oh, he's the bad boy, you're the good boy.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I liked
boy.
your use of valiant there, Alex. I thought it was a good word
Thank
choice.
you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm not really convinced about how we painted such a negative picture from Renegades coming into this one, and then they managed to pull out what seemed to be an incredibly well-divided matchup.
We all like surprises, right?
Yeah, I mean, they played really well. Obviously, something that we didn't mention that kind of goes without saying is when you're the underdog winning pistols and like getting the resets really does help a lot. And that's what Renegades managed to do in the first half. They won the pistol round, converted the anti-force buy round, which is something that's actually very difficult for them to do. And then after that, they managed to get a couple of resets onto FaZe early on. But, you know, FaZe have just proven why they're one of the best teams in the world. They still managed to come back in that first half, make it respectable. And then I think once they win the second pistol round and get off to a good start there, you kind of feel that they will close it out. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, when FaZe established their economy in that first half, they just looked clean and crisp from that point. The double ops were firing on all cylinders with Nico and Guardian. You can see on your screen right here. One of the rounds I think, Renegade should have probably won was that post-plant scenario where it was a 2-on-2 on that A bomb site. Both players in the site and was 2 ops retaking. they really should be winning those. And I know it was up against Nico and Guardian, but if they converted that round, it would have, they could have potentially had 9 or 10. I know I don't live in a world of ifs and buts, but it's the boys, and I thought if they got that one on the board, it could have looked like a much better first half for them. Flipping on over, just some little tiny, small things. Ustillo playing the same position on 2 gun rounds in a row was exploited. They knew he got a frag from there one round, the next gun round came around, they flashed, checked his position straight away, took him down, and it's just a free opening kill for FaZe. They don't mess about.
Yeah, there was evidence of that across the map. We had some rounds that FaZe managed to kind of pull away from what should have been a Renegade's round. There was that Guardian 1v2 with 5 HP. Are there any other things that stick out, Yanko, in terms of where FaZe kind of brought that 16 home, where the round swung in their favor?
I think they did. Even though they got reset again in the second half in some of the rounds, they didn't get too caught up in the force buying or none of that. They realized that they are the better team when it comes to gun rounds. So let's just make sure we have not all, but maybe enough utility, right? Good enough weapons to execute our strategies. When it came to the gun rounds in the second half, Renegades were struggling a lot to defend.
Well, absolutely, they were. Just going to make sure I have my magical earpiece in. There
yeah,
we go.
Need it. You need it.
You do. It needs to look like a cyborg or a security guard. But so if we do take a little look at the scoreboard for a moment, as you have just already done, you notice that we have what you asked for. You asked for JKS to perform. You had a Stilo who was trying his entries, especially, perhaps not so much on that CT side. But you got all of your fraggers in a row.
Yeah, look, Justin was obviously the standout in that first half. He had some very key frags over towards that A-bomb site while lurking to get them onto the site in the late rounds. He's been put in positions where he's more comfortable now that Naf's no longer in the team, going back to his own roles, and you're seeing him looking more comfortable and having more impact. I think the problems that lie that first half game plan, it worked into a point, could have used the pace change in there, right? When it gets messy, they kept doing the slow plays and they were just losing out to the raw skill of the FaZe guys, which is difficult to go up against. And it didn't seem like there was any change of plan.
Yeah, and I think it showed in the second half as well, the difference in skill or in firepower. There were a couple of rounds where Renegades even had a good read. They would have pretty much 4 players on A. FaZe would come A, and then you see a couple of duels, where FaZe players win the duel with 10, 15 HP left. If only one more bullet from the Renegades guys connected, they get the kill, and then they make the hold and all of that. But that's just the difference between these two teams. FaZe are better in that sense as well, and they're able to make it happen.
Yeah, so close yet so far seems to be an all too familiar story for the Renegades. Once again, they push a tier 1 team, some of the best players in the world, all the way. Close to 30 rounds of play, could not convert though, and are now going into their map pick Cash with crossed fingers and toes. Join us after